So the topic is beyond business intelligence. So what am I talking about? Because when people think about business intelligence, people are beginning to dive really deeply into it, and they start thinking about dashboards, having the tools to visualize the data and maybe have predictive analytics built in, machine learning algorithm built in, so that they can see that operational KPIs and that kind of information. Someone has to build it. It is my argument that I do not believe that is what intelligence is about. It is also my argument that you cannot use systems like this to make good decisions. It's too slow. Humans do not think like that. We do not brainstorm like that. I think the problem is that when we are trying to solve a problem, whether you are in the CEO level or the director level, half the time you do not know what your question is. You do not know what your specific problem is. Because if you knew, that problem is too easy to solve. That's an easy problem. So what do? We as human beings, we see something is not right. And therefore, we kind of just throw a question on the table. It's like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I just kind of know that the sales is down. And then you start asking for information. You want to see your sales trends. You don't even know what kind of sales trend you want to look at. This is an example, right? So then you throw a question on the table. You look left, look right at that question. That's how we human beings go about solving problems. And I believe that is the journey of discovery. And I believe that is also the journey of using intelligence, the real merging of human and AI intelligence. So you throw that question on the table, you ask it, look at left and right, you throw another question on the table, spontaneous question. 2 minutes ago, you never thought about asking that question to begin with. How can a dashboard help you? How can a dashboard that takes IT people build it for you help you? It can't. So once you start throwing questions on the table, in my lifetime, I have seen that I see the way how I solve problems is as I throw this question on the table, I get inspiration. Hey, wait a minute, I see something weird there. And I dig deeper. I keep on digging deeper. I was in Mexico last week. I decided to join an implementation project for a billion-dollar food manufacturer. We got the system up and then said, okay, customer, what do you want to see? And you can see the hesitation. They kind of don't know what they're looking for. To make the long story short, their journey was, hey, I want to see my sales. Oh, I want to see my sales in the last 4 years. Oh, I wanted you to break it down by chain stores. Oh, wait, I meant that not only that, I want to see for Walmart, break it down by the store location. I want to see my least producing product. And all of that took several minutes for them to even realize that's what they want. Oh, they want to see declining sales. I go, what do you mean by declining sales? I don't know, just declining. Oh, and they're declining the last 6 months. Oh, you want to see your ice cream declining sales from summer to winter? It doesn't tell you the story, etc. You get my point. So problem solving, it's about a journey of discovery, and our brain work in milliseconds. Our brains do not work in 1 week, 1 day, wait for my IT to build this chart for you, this KPI for you. In fact, when you're looking at a chart of that visualization that looks real pretty dashboards, just the fact that you have to go pull down menu, select criteria, pull down this graph type, that's already too distracting to your genius moments. And what we build, and that is the value proposition. That is the solution that we built. We built a solution specifically focused on that user experience to enable true intelligence to be used, to go through that journey of discovery, to get to that decision, to get to that strategy. The technology stuff is the easy stuff. The NLP thing is, it's pretty elementary for us. But in any event, so the concept there is, imagine being able to ask a question. And you know what? Is it all about NLP? I think if it's all about NLP, we're too short-sighted. Why? Even as you and I are talking to each other, or even as I am doing this monologue, you see my hand gesture. conversation and language interaction, it's not just about language. So I'll give you an example. We ask for an insurance customer, they say, I want to see all my claims. And then they look at the claims, like, oh, no, I want to see the denied claims versus the approved claims. And then they says, you know what, I see a bar graph, it doesn't speak to me. I need to see a pie chart. Just use your finger, draw a circle on the screen. Even the CEO can do it. Right? A lot of the CEOs are a lot of the CEOs are not the most computer savvy, or they don't want to be bothered with it. They don't have to memorize a menu option to get a pie chart. Just use your finger, draw a circle. You want to see a map? Just draw a map on the screen. That's the kind of intuition, interactiveness that's necessary to unleash true strategic decision making outside of the bond, outside of the dashboards. So I just want to make sure that my thing doesn't be, I talk too much. But the bottom line here is that I believe that business intelligence is meant to support executive strategic decisioning. Dashboards are good for lower level managers to keep my manufacturing plan running, that I don't have defects too much, my sales quota is being met. Those are lower level operational KPIs. Those are not what the organization should be focusing on. You are supposed to be looking for things. You are supposed to be using your human intelligence to solve that problem. But I mean, many of you would practice the presentation to cut it exactly to be 10 minutes. I'm actually going to end early because I'm done. But once again, allow me to summarize is that the topic was beyond business intelligence. But what I meant to say is that problem solving should not and cannot be about using some IT guy taking a couple of weeks, couple of days to build dashboards and dashboards and dashboards. Because when we are solving a problem, we do not even know what our questions are 1 minute before we ask it. And it is your first question that spawn your second question, that spawn your 10th question, that spawn your brilliance. And we build the software to enable you to just throw any question at it anytime. You just ask it and it runs it right away. Anyway, thank you very much. Questions?
Any questions for Larry Tong?
Okay, so I apologize. Let me answer your first question about the NLP. I'm not poo-pooing NLP. I'm poo-pooing making NLP the only method of interaction. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there are two aspects to understanding or empowering people to use it. One aspect is the conversation of what is it that you want to do. The other aspect is your data set. In your data set, for example, you have a field called state code. State code could be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 52. So our crawler will crawl through, partly in the setup, our crawler will crawl through that and attempt to understand what that is and say, okay, this is state code. We assign synonyms to your data set, and we enable you to add your synonyms to that, so that in your normal casual dialogue with our product name is IDA, it will understand it without having to understand the data itself. Okay. Okay.
And are you setting this up as a locally useful product, or are you customizing?
We believe that in order for a product to be truly what it claims to be, it has to be universal. It cannot be customized. Then you're not really, otherwise it's not a product. It's a customization project.